Oh, it's crazy. I just talked for half an hour without recording this. People feel helpless and hopeless because what's going on in the world. And there is a lot going on. It's the end of the control of the beings. And so there's a big fight for the planet, and there's a big fight for the race, and there's a big fight for God. And this is a spiritual war. And what happened to me is, you know, part of it. So I wanted to talk about we need to gain our power back as an individual and as a race. And Steps to Knowledge does that because it builds a bridge between the ego and the divine being you are. And it starts, listen within, pay attention to your experiences, your inner experiences, your physical experiences, goosebumps, hairs up, tingles. You know, our guides are close to us, and they're busy because like a lot of people are feeling the call to wake up. We have heavenly things happening in the astral realm, astrology, planets lining up. So there's that affecting our energy on Earth. There's so much other crap that's, the war between the aliens. And then there's a spiritual war because the dark is being brought to light. All the corruption's being brought to light, all the oppression and all the control. It's all being brought to light, and people are seeking their freedom, and we need this power. We are angels. We came here to give these gifts and heal this world. We're here for a specific reason. That gnawing you feel inside, that's that pull, that call. The world is pulling it out of you. You're feeling the energy of the world. It's calling you to wake up, to engage, to gain your power and strength. And you do it by standing in your authenticity, your integrity. You got to be honest. You start with being honest with yourself. Yeah, I still lie to myself, but I recognize it, and then I just like, yeah, okay, I got things I'm working on. I always will be. I still will have wounds that will come up that I can transmute, and but there's lots happening. So there's an alien intervention, and they are pretending to be the Elohim and out of Israel. Here we go, and and then what's happening is they infiltrated everything, everything, the school systems, the governments, everything, food, everything, everything. They want to call humanity the vaxes because they want a workforce. These are resource collectors out there. But there is a fix. The new message gives a fix. So what we have to do is we have to mentally and vocally, 10% of humanity, tell them to adhere to the Declaration of Human Sovereignty and leave our world. And disclose everything. Who's a clone? Who are they manipulating? Because they can't militarily take a world by the laws that govern this sector of space, but they can um, manipulate. And that's what the globalists are. They're all manipulated by the aliens, the Rothschilds. Mhm. And they're manipulated. It's up the chain. It's up the chain. And, you don't understand. They take hundreds of years. It doesn't matter how many years they take because they're raping the planet. We can't go to their worlds. We can't fly in their skies. We can't abduct their people, mutilate their cattle, strip them of resources. We can't do that. And so what we have to do is we have to stand as a race. And how do we stand as a race? How do we stand against, you know, the evil and the deception and the corruption? Well, it starts with taking our power back within ourselves. And we can stand in our integrity, our authenticity. We're more aware, more discerning, more alert. We're more willing to be open-minded and, look at different perspectives and knowledge. When you engage with this with the divine self, you engage and you start listening to it, it will move, it acts. even if it says rest. That's still an action. Um, and it kept me quiet and working on myself all year. Well, this movie played out behind me. But we need to stand up as a race and take our power back. We need to find our divinity. That's where our power is. Um, and it reverberates out. It reverberates out from me to you, from you out. It reverberates out. We need to put this energy in. We're, we're getting lots of upgrades. There's a lot, the new moons and that. Everybody's waking up different, but they're feeling the movement and the energy of the world. And it's chaotic right now because great waves of change are happening. There's a book on that, greatwavesofchange.org. They're happening, and cross currents, and yeah, and humanity is feeling helpless and hopeless. And we need to gain our power back and start reading, start inputting the new message because it's heaven's perspective. And people will say, oh, they'll discount it. That's not a new message. Well, it's recorded as spoken. How are you going to change that? The tapes are all there. How are you going to change that? It's all universal truths because it applies to all worlds. When worlds reach this stage of evolution, they get a message from God. The pathway's given. And the pathway to reclaim and remember our power, our divinity, and bring source. This is how you bring heaven to earth. When you ground yourself, you pull source in down your chakras, and you imagine roots going out your feet. Align yourself. Push out the negativity. Keep yourself balanced and grounded because you're more connection and listen within. Your knowledge speaks to you daily, but it goes unrecognized. Learn how to work with it. Learn how it works with you. And then you can see greater perspectives. The aliens, we definitely need to, what the hell's wrong with humanity that we're not stopping them? They're, set the rules and not the ones they manipulate. No, we as a collective start mentally putting it out there. Adhere to the Declaration of Human Sovereignty. Look that up, humansovereignty.org. Adhere to that. Yeah, that's what we need to do. Get the hell out of here. We got enough problems on earth to clean up. I need all you angels to get your power. I need help here. Yeah, I'm just a humble student of knowledge, which is Christ consciousness. Go to the new message and listen to the meaning of Christmas. You'll understand my experience. Listen to the night meditation. You'll have your own experience with your divine self. Yeah, newmessage.org. And just follow your heart and listen to your inner experience when you engage with it because you're going to be the interpreter, you're going to be the teacher, and you're going to be the student. And it's an amazing journey. And yeah, it's tough. This last year has been tough. Deep, deep inner work. And I think I was doing it for generational patterns, breaking them. I had to look at that. Yeah. We got to look at all kinds of things. We got to be open minded. I've learned so much about working with energies, so much about myself. I'm coming to know myself better, feeling like so complete, so whole. It's just the most amazing feeling, and feeling protected. You know, I straddle two realities, but you guys do too. Everybody does. We just need to, you know, check it out, that reality. Yeah, because it helps you navigate the world way better. And I'll lay in bed and I'll be thinking like, okay, when I go out in the world, when this shit hits the fan, I'm gonna be like propelled out there. I don't know if I'm ready for that, but ready or not, eh? Like that new message says, ready or not. God's got a plan, and it's not what I wanted, but yeah, here I go. Yeah, I lost my train of thought there. It's crazy. It's the craziest journey. It really is. And you'll have so many experiences, inner experiences. You can't discount those because if they feel so certain, so strong, it's your soul. It knows. Yeah, heal cleanse your chakras out of, align your chakras. Yeah, the energy flows so much better. It really does. And when you practice stillness, long exhale, a long exhale resets the vagus nerve system, which is a fight or flight. So you can use that when, triggers come up. When you're triggered, that's a heart wound that needs addressing. You got to look at that. Once you get past the emotion of it, then you can, knowledge will teach you, like, well, look at that. Where's that wound? And then you take the sword out and heal that. And don't carry wounds. I was telling my granddaughter, she has a wound from her first boyfriend. I said, don't carry that. Go heal that. Why carry that all your life? You know? And then I was like, no, I'm going to do another video. So I'll leave you with, go check out Steps to Knowledge and go check out newmessage.org.